Okay, so I think we do still want to take a moment here to unload some of our stuffs. I mean, we could, of course, just dump things in the stash right here, but I feel like we might as well sell a few things before we head on off and do the main quest. And then the other thing was that there was one other section that you guys were saying we should revisit over, I think it's here, where there was, I guess it was kind of sort of part of a quest where we picked up a magic crystal of some variety that we can now put to use. Probably this one here, the polished crystal. So, just a question of whether we want to do that crystal stuff first or if we want to sell our stuff first. And not sure it matters too much. I don't really know what we're going to have happen to us once we do try to activate this crystal. From what we... This is the way out, right? I'm pretty sure this is the way out. Okay, there we go. I'm pretty sure that you guys were saying... Oh, okay, we'll break some ankles while we're at it. That when we activate that portal, or that gem, it will create a portal, which will take us through to some area where... Well, I'll not speculate any further, but believe it will create a portal of some variety. And will that take us to an area where we're going to do a lot more looting, and therefore would like to have all the inventory space in the world? Perhaps. Don't really know just yet. So, I think maybe for that reason it is worth selling our stuff first. Then we'll head over to that section, and then we'll head over and do the main quest. Alright, thanks for stopping by, Rumi. Good to see you. Meanwhile, we'll just take a casual stroll through Kaer Morhen. It is a pretty darn big fortress, especially if you consider how, for the most part, there's, what, like 3 people here? Lambert, Eskel, and Vesemir. Obviously, we also have Yennefer here, at least at the moment. Where is the door out of here, though? And then Geralt is obviously here on occasion as well, but then there are also times when some of the Witchers are out doing jobs. So this humongous castle is completely unattended, which seems very strange. You know, normally you would imagine there would be, what, a large group of people who are just seeing to it that everything that needs to happen to keep this place running is happening. You know, attending to the utilities of the place. Making sure the water is working. Someone's mowing the lawn. Fetching the paper. That stuff, right? I mean, Vesemir can't do all of that by himself. That used to be Geralt's job, or maybe even Ciri's job. But, well, times have changed. It does appear. Man, this place is like a maze. I mean, there has to have been a faster way to get down here, but still, like I said, feels like it's a castle built for at least scores of people, if not more, and yet it's just, for the most part, 3 Witchers. Just kind of odd, that's all I'm saying. But anyways, we are on our way out now, and so I think we will just use the fast travel spot here and head on back over to Novigrad, sell some stuff, make some space, and then go to the tower, activate the crystal and potentially portal from there. But we have not been back to Novigrad since heading over to Kaer Morhen here. I imagine that we can still do this and nothing crazy is about to happen. So, like, say if we just go to Hierarch Square or even... Portside Gate is closer to Idair if we wanted to sell things to him, although I think we've established that the other merchant in this area here in Hierarch Square, the armorer, pays the same price for stuff as Idair does. They both basically have the best rates in the game. So either way, should be fine.
On dark spells, to the Witcher's fortress of Kaer Morhen.
Joke's on you, we're actually leaving Kaer Morhen, not going there. Okay, so I don't think anything out of the ordinary is going to happen now that we're back in Novigrad, or once we head back to Kaer Morhen. I think we're free to just hop back and forth whenever we choose to do so, but we'll see. Now, this is the... Oh, I didn't actually mean to do that, but in case you were wondering, yes, this is in fact the bookstore. And one of the few places where we can actually sell books. We have a ton of them.
Ah, you're back.
And might as well dump them here. Or at least as many as this guy will manage to afford to take off our hands. Not really the primary thing we're looking to do, but while we're here, we might as well. Maybe sell our rotting flesh as well. We actually have a reasonable amount of hides. And those do weigh something. So that might be worth dumping somewhere as well. But mostly what I'm looking to do here is actually get to the books. Not like journals and whatnot, like these. The Slaughter of Sintra, which if we sell all of them, is worth 150 coins. Actually worth more than that, but you can't even afford the last one. So, sure. Not really doing anything for us, so we'll just take the 150 coins.
Farewell.
But the primary person we're looking for is the Armorer, who I thought was next door-ish, but always as soon as I get into Hierarch Square, I get a little disoriented as to who's in which corner. Like, is this? I think this is our guy. But, yep. There's the Armor. Now, are you here, or have you left for the night? Because it looks like it is getting perhaps a tad late. For a second, I thought that was not to extinguish, but to use R to just knock something down, to just sabotage his establishment here. Like, how dare you not be at your shop? Now, we'll meditate for just a little bit, because it is currently 2 a.m. Perhaps a little bit curious how the bookkeeper was still at his shop at 2 a.m. But now you're here as well. You're the person we're looking for.
Top-notch swords.
Okay. So, let us dump some things.
Show me what you have in stock.
And possibly break some things down into components as well. You guys were saying that might be helpful for some of our shells. Let's take it one step at a time here. Start by selling the simple stuff that's very clearly worth getting rid of. Silverton Sword is a steel sword. Think about that one for a second. And these silver swords, though, go back and forth as to whether they're worth selling or breaking down into components, but it's an option. Let's see, you have still 1,000 coins remaining. So we can be fairly aggressive with selling stuff here. I think the chest plates are almost always best to sell rather than break down. I think just about all this stuff is types of things we weren't really planning on using. The one thing is that these guys were our price reference boots, so we're keeping you. Oh, we got these as a quest reward at some point, didn't we? Not that they're really something we actually want to use, but I do also really like the critical hit damage bonus on these gloves. That's a huge number. These weren't heavy armor, then I would love to equip them, but that is tough to justify when we're going with light, sometimes medium armor. I think at the moment we're actually using the Griffin School stuff, which is in fact medium. But it's heavy, so we'll dump it. Okay. So now you have still just under 1,000 coins. Which means we could definitely sell our silver weapons here. How expensive are epic rarity ones? Reasonably expensive. It's probably worth seeing what those do break down into, so let's just take a quick look here. That gives us a full amber. It's pretty tempting. Our general rule of thumb has been if it creates a full-blown version of one of those valuable gems, then that is worth breaking down into components, whereas if it's just dust, then probably not. Take a look at these ones that have the silver ingots, and yeah, I mean, it costs 90-ish coins for a silver ingot, which I always forget how much that's actually worth, but it's in and around that much. So I think this is probably worth breaking down. Could also opt to either break down or sell our scraps. That costs 200 to break down all these. No thanks. I think we'll probably opt to sell those in that case. So, did we even look at this one here? I don't think we did. This is the one that we thought might have even been bugged, because we got 2 of them from the same place after we reloaded the save. So, that one's worth a ton. Let's just double check the dismantle page again real quick. Timeridium and glowing ore is also good. Tons of dust, meteorite silver ingot. This one will definitely sell just because it's worth a ton. Whereas, this is a little tough. So I definitely don't remember how much the glowing ore ingot is worth. I think that is pretty valuable. But, given how we can sell more things to you because you do have the money to afford it, I think we probably do take this opportunity to do the sales. At least with that one, although at this point, okay. Maybe now that you're almost broke, we do decide to break some things down here. Just a bit of a balancing act is all. So, what would we like in that case? I think this is pretty bad in terms of the value we get from breaking that one down. Maybe we do go with Hang of Conscience here in that case. Either that or 1 or 2 of these silver weapons. Let's go with this one just because it has some bigger stuff out of it. The glowing ore ingot is tough to get. And now we should be able to do some more selling. At least, actually not even a couple of these, just one. Okay. But if we dismantle and now go to the shells that you guys were talking about before, how many of those do we have? We did do a reasonable amount of that a while back, so I'm not sure that we have many. I know you guys were saying we could do it, but I remember you said that a while ago as well, and I made a bit of a point of doing it whenever we did pick up more shells, because I see we have the pearls now of various varieties. We have 61 black pearls and 100 normal pearls, or 101 technically. So I think we may have already done just about all of that. I don't think it's going to show up this far down on the list. And here is the Berserker Ride. It was, truthfully, our only one. I was thinking back to, like, well, I was saying at the time, yeah, I think that was our first one that we picked up. But then we did, of course, fight the Berserkers, or at least found the remnants of the Berserkers in Skellige when they attacked the mess hall. But apparently we did not get any out of that stuff. So, yeah, I don't think I'm seeing any right now. In which case, we can break these down, but I don't really think we need to, for the most part. So, in that case, I think we do probably just continue breaking down some silver stuff here. Break you down, and maybe even break you down as well, then sell you, and if we have any coins remaining with this guy, then we'll also sell him some of the furs, although I'm not even sure you're going to be able to afford this. Can't. So, we can sell the fur to you. I know you guys are saying the saddles are actually most valuable. Oh, no. We can't sell that stuff to you, though. We can sell random items that we get out of fighting monsters, which is a little odd, but, I mean, monster claws, I'm pretty sure we can get from Neckers. So, that basically means that these are unlimited in terms of quantity. So, let's just dump a bunch of those. And then just take something else. We have a lot of, like, venom extract. Sell a few of those. Just make sure we have some remaining. We do. And now, looking pretty good there. We have certainly shed a fair bit of weight.
So long.
However, we probably... Ooh, your mum is an old succubus? or your wife's mom's noble succubus, something like that. We do still have a few more things we can sell, though. So let us trade with some of these people here. Can you please stop giving us your sales pitch so we can actually buy and sell things with you? We'll give you the hides. And once we track those down, you only have 185 coins. Means it's actually going to be kind of tough to sell many of them here, but like I said, they do weigh a bit. So it should help to dump at least a few of them. Trying to look at roughly how much they weigh in. For the most part, it's like, you know, half a weight unit per stack. In this case, basically 1 weight unit per stack. This is a lot. If you're not going to be able to afford this, because you are now broke. I think there is another tradesperson here.
So long.
So, you know, individually not going to make a huge difference, but collectively, all that stuff should add up a bit. You're the other person. You're an herbalist. I don't actually know if you're going to be willing to buy this stuff from us or not.
What have you got there?
Let's see. Oh, nope, not this. Will you buy? No, you will not buy. This is the thing that I really want to sell you. All of our bear hides, because that's 5 weight units is a pretty decent amount. Could sell while we're here, just some of our bazillion Essence of Wraith, or something else. Like our bazillion Fool's Parsley Leaves and whatnot. Might be worth doing a little bit, our 150 plus alchemy paste. I mean, at some point we'll probably need some of these, but they quite literally, I mean, they basically grow on trees. Yeah, you can't even afford all of them, so we'll sell those to you, make you broke, make a little bit of coins off it. Obviously, that's not going to change anything weight-wise.
So long.
But isn't there also a tavern over here? Not one that we tended to go to all that often, but is it up here? Or at least not one that we really went to for this purpose. Or at least not from this angle. We always went around the other angle, didn't we? But anyways.
How can I be of service?
Trade with you.
What are you serving today?
And then sell you. Where is it? This? Whoa, you are rich. Incredibly rich. I looked over like, how much can we actually sell this guy? You have 3,000 plus coins? I was very surprised. That is at least an order of magnitude more than I was expecting him to have. So, wow. Let's see, we could throw some other alcoholic beverages at him, because we can certainly afford it. Now, this guy's been holding out on us all along. Let's see, other than that, I mean, we have lots of other stuffs, but we buy... You will buy the fur from us. Let's do that. What's this? Oh, glass. Yeah. I could certainly afford much more from us, though at this point I think just about the only thing you'll actually buy would be more food. Buy our torches, is that correct? Wood. Not that that makes a huge difference. I mean, we have a lot of the dried fruit. And dried fruit and nuts. Both, technically speaking, better food. Give 80 per second, whereas some of the other stuff only gives 50. And maybe we dump some apples on you. Just make sure we save one to keep the doctor away. Similar with the bread. Honeycomb will save, because we know we want to sell that elsewhere. Well, baked potato is actually one of the better ones. Good, held on to that. Dumplings? No, we gotta keep those, right? Apple juice? Oh, man. Right, I mean, we could sell all this stuff to him, right? Just trying to hold on to at least some of it. Not sure we ever gonna really have a reason to have a wide variety of alcoholic beverages and random foods other than just to have a source of food. for health regeneration. But I think this will just have to do here. I'm just tempted because he has so much money. We could theoretically sell more, but there's just not a lot to be gained after selling all the food. Okay. The door was over here. And now I think we're probably good to head back. So let's just see. We're at 107 weight now, when previously we were at like 170. So we dropped almost 70 units. And I think that'll be a pretty big difference maker here, because there's no one to sell things to in Kaer Morhen. You can only stash things. Which is, it's a temporary solution, I suppose, but we would like to actually be able to completely offload things that we don't want to have.
The victim of a curse was the key to finding the young woman.
So in this case, now we'll head back to that tower area.
So we took Uma to the home of the world's greatest specialists on darks.
And, you know, learn from the masters of dark magic. So, let's see. We should mark it. It looks really close, however, as we experienced previously, you do really need to go all the way around this way to actually get up and find an accessible way to get there, because otherwise you're just going to be trying to climb a huge, steep hill. It's not really going to work, because it's like up there. It is that. But this is not really traversable. So let's just make life a little easier on ourselves. Was wondering for a second if that was going to be another one of those Berserker Bears, because that's around where we saw the one that we ran into previously. Maybe it was even over here. Might even be worth marking the pathway here rather than the actual spot we're looking for. Here's something. Yes, this is one of them. It has the silver life bar, which you guys were saying was a thing that dictates whether it is a Berserker Bear or a normal bear, but it is absolutely annihilating me right now. It is healing as well, which I don't think bears normally do. But yeah, so we actually use our silver sword against it, because it is technically a monster, not a normal wild animal. It does seem like it was a little bit tougher to take down. They're maybe a little bit more aggressive attacking us than the usual bear. But it still only says raw meat and bear fat. Didn't get a Berserker hide that time. Is that another one? Yes, it is. And it also has the silver life bar. So we'll see if we get a Berserker hide out of you. This might just be the spawning point for them for whatever reason. Because it did seem like that one just kind of appeared out of nowhere, and like, here's another one. Probably. I don't know if there's a lot of reason for that to be the case. Where's the loot from this one that we just bought then? It's theoretically right on top of us. Also, there is another bear over there, and I keep on thinking that I'm hearing it come after us. It probably is about to come after us. Alright, this is going to be another actual Berserker Bear, is it not? It is. Okay. Maybe you'll actually be lootable. Sounded like something a lot bigger than bear. Or at least a lot bigger than wolf, although I think that is wolf. I am curious to see if there actually is anything physically different about them other than just the color of their life bar. It's like he has the scars on his face. I'm pretty sure the normal bears do not have. And there you see, Berserker hide. So my guess is it's just a probability of it dropping, but it's not guaranteed, even if you do find a quote-unquote Berserker bear. The other one is on top of this guy somewhere. Oh, it's over here from this one. Okay, and yes, did get Berserker hide on this one as well. So I don't actually know what you can craft with Berserker hide. I don't know if we've found anything yet that needs that as an ingredient. Although, given how rare it is, at least given how like we didn't have any until we ran into one of those bears earlier, I would think that it would be pretty good to have, pretty valuable, useful as a crafting material. There's got to be some reason to have it, right? It doesn't just exist for the sake of existing. Not like, ooh, hey, look, see, this bear was actually technically a Berserker bear. You can't do anything with this item, but we're gonna just flaunt it in your face, make you ponder the possibility of encountering other Berserker bears. Like, yeah, maybe, but I hope that's not the case. But anyways, here's the path we're looking for. And we picked up the crystal in this area on the actual tower. And you guys were saying that we needed to actually put it somewhere in order to activate it and then hit it with an art. I hit it with an art before putting it in that location. Gonna be honest, I didn't even look at... what is that? Something is trying to fight us? It's flying, it's a harpy, okay. So gonna be honest, I didn't even look at there being another crystal on the wall or wherever previously. But apparently there was, and that was in the right place, and now we need to put the other one next to it in the other right place. I was kind of just assuming that, you know, when we picked up the crystal, it was going to be some plot significant item. And then on some future occasion, you know, we'd be trying to fight the Wild Hunt. And, you know, we'd be like talking to Vesemir and the gang and whatnot. And we'd be like, oh man, these Wild Hunt, they're so difficult to take down. We need some extremely powerful source of energy. Geralt, we need you to assemble the Infinity Stones. And he just looks at us like, by golly, Geralt, you've already done it. We're technically still in combat. Or not. Ah, yep. See, didn't even see there's one over here. So that's one of them, and then is the other one here? In which case, how do we actually put it there would be my other question, or at least it looks like there's sort of a little spot for it there. Unless there's like another place, maybe even higher up, because there is a ladder here. Somewhere over here. Just double check. It's actually elevated. Don't think so. Although this is the guy we were able to loot multiple times, yes, and get another pang of conscience. It does seem as though there is an unlimited number of times which you can loot this guy. Basically, whenever you reload the save, there will be a pretty valuable sword there. So that is kind of nice, not gonna lie. But, won't make too much of a habit of doing that. But I don't know if people have, like, long ago established that that was the thing. But okay, so we have this one. Let's hit this. I mean, we probably need to put them both in before we can actually... no, I actually didn't want to do that. Probably need to put both the crystals in before we can actually do anything to activate them. What I wanted to see was if there would be any sort of prompt to put something here. Like if we could just press a button that said, put crystal here. Because that's kind of what I was, you know, hoping would be the case. That'd be the most straightforward solution. What's up, Vesemir? How's it going? I told you not to walk on ramparts like that while hopping on one foot. And blindfolded, okay, Vesemir? I'm gonna come to rescue you this time, okay? Also, the game keeps on insisting on us being in combat, or at least keeps on playing the music as if we are. But yeah, so do we just manually go to our inventory and select this crystal or something? Like, that seems kind of weird. Need to complete a quest. Sure. Like, how do we actually use it? Is my question. Admittedly, I don't know. I don't even know exactly where we're supposed to put it, because, like, I see this one, obviously. And, like, I'm trying to hit it. It doesn't seem to be lighting up or anything. It has the fancy little border around it. But, woo, don't actually see it lighting up or anything. We picked up the other crystal over here. So I do wonder if maybe, you know, this is like quite literally where we found it. I wonder if there's another place that's a little closer to this. Where it is. The other thing is that, so there was a description on, I think, that guy that we looted. Or maybe a description that we found elsewhere in this general area. That said, that was a little bit more important than I'd given it credit for. I thought it was just basically flavor text. Wasn't of any actual quest significance. But you guys are seemingly saying that, can we just, like, get rid of this harpy? If I really want to have this music stop. But yeah, it seemed like you guys were saying, yeah, that actually tells you where everything is supposed to go. RP. It's actually a bear over here. This is another Berserker bear. Also, okay, I was gonna say, didn't feel like the game wanted me to actually hit it. It's kind of strange. Berserker Ride, confirmed. Now will you leave us alone with the combat music? I mean, I kind of doubt it. But the other place that was mentioned in the note was actually down in the cave below here. Music is back. And I thought that we had established that the cave was the place where the supposed portal would actually take us to, not the place of the other section where we put down the crystal. I could be misremembering. This was glowing for a second, and I was doubtful that it was actually going to have anything in it, but felt like it was worth double checking. Just continue to look around here a little bit more. That's probably the thing that keeps on triggering the combat music. But is there an obvious location for the other Infinity Stone? Preferably one that has fancy elvish style adornment around it, similar to what we see down here. Like, can we actually just put it right here? Is there, I mean, I don't know where you actually put it here, but if it were like right below the other crystal or right above it, I don't know. But I'll give it a quick shot here. But I mean, clearly I just don't know exactly how this is supposed to happen. I'm pressing the use button, or at least what I would assume would be the use button. It's not like we can take it out and put it as one of our items in our pockets here, like the magic lamp or Hornwall horn, like we had with some other quest items. So that leads me to believe that, I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's a way to do it, but like I said, well, there's actually, hold on. It's another crystal. Yeah, I thought that we'd picked up another crystal from when we went down with or the place where we were trying to find Philippa. So I don't actually know which one we got from this location, whether it was this polished crystal, or is this one also called a polished crystal? That it is. Like I said, was expecting for us to just come to a future occasion on which suddenly they would become relevant. But it's not saying anything here. And I was kind of thinking, yeah, this does look like it has the same sort of flare to it, like this spot directly in front of us. So I'm gonna give it one more shot, but in the interest of not spending the next millennia here, I may wait to come back for this on a future occasion, if it's possible. If not, then I think we just need to accept that an effort was made, an honest effort was made. Went back to the location, tried using both the items there, tried seeing if we could put them on our equipment bar, and I'm sure there's something that's, you know, I just don't realize how to do it. It's probably straightforward, but I do not know. I do not know the answer, and therefore I cannot make it happen. So, in that case, let's head back to Kaer Morhen, and perhaps even fight more of these Berserker bears, if that is what we're seeing directly below us right now. I suspect it may be, or more like a bunch of wolves. We are contractually prohibited from fighting wolves. We are a wolf school witcher in Kaer Morhen. He would get banned from our school. Vesemir would disown us. Yeah, so let's head back. And now that we have freed up some more space, in our inventory at least, I think we're in a better place to do our quest. Curious if there's anything down here. We checked this? I don't think we have. The heck? This is weird. I mean, we are technically underwater there for a moment, and we're not losing breath, but I feel like we're gonna get stuck down. We may have already gotten stuck down here. So this may have been a terrible mistake. We might need to Tony Hawk our way out of this. We're alive. Let's not ever do that again. Okay. Carrying on. Now I believe it is time for us to chat with Lambert in particular, because he is basically the only one. Oh no, I shouldn't say the only one that we have not yet done his thing with. Did Eskel's thing, his little quest around here, and don't think we've really met up with Yen yet. But we were saying we wanted to do Lambert next and finish with Yen. So I suppose we can certainly stick with that plan. No reason not to. This is almost certainly not the most efficient way to make this happen. Can we move that stuff down there? Hold on just a second. Yes, we can. Oh, man. The very types of hides we were trying to sell, we'll pick them back up. Now, this is interesting. Now, this area is actually a place where we were in The Witcher 1, and it had some significance. I do wonder if you can actually jump that, and if there's anything up there. It was a place with a certain cutscene in Witcher 1 now. And we nearly died from doing it. So maybe we won't try again. But yes, there is a pretty significant cutscene in The Witcher 1 that basically happens right here. So that's really cool to see that they recreated it in The Witcher 3. I have to imagine that's what this is supposed to be. I don't think that's a coincidence. Let's head back. And I think the real way is through here. Thank you. Of course, I had to take a minute to decide if we were deserving. Had to see if we were truly worthy or not. Can't jump that, can we? Need some pretty crazy up. Yes, we can. Harold does have those crazy ups. Confirmed. Even that was pretty impressive. Open sesame. Pickles. Ah, pickles was the magic word. I should have known. Vesemir's secret midnight snack of choice.
Like that?
Okay. They're doing their thing. The other thing is, so Uma obviously started to spend a fair bit of time, at least talking about Uma. I was saying how I didn't really think that Ciri was Uma, although people have been increasingly throwing that idea around. So the more they talk about it, the more I think that could possibly be the case, although my theory is that maybe it's actually the elf of imports, basically the mysterious elf that was Ciri's friend that was helping her along, because we still don't know who that is. We know basically nothing at all about that person, and they also have disappeared.
Everything's
But
ready at
I have to
my
imagine that no matter what, Uma is an important person, right? Like, this isn't going to be some person who's key to it all, who's been cursed several times over, that we have to go through all this effort to uncurse, for them to just be some random dude that we met on the side of the street who has no significance at all to the plotline. So it's going to be someone important. It's either Ciri, I think, or that special elf who's been helping her out. But now I think we're ready, Lambert.
No reason to wait. Let's go.
Oh, meant to tell you. Can't get to the circle through the mountains. Rockslide blocked the pass last spring.
So
Okay.
we approach from the pond side, like when we did the trial of the medallion.
Exactly. Remember the way?
Not easily forgotten that.
He who returns with his medallion will prove himself worthy and will set off
voice.
on the path.
That's supposed to be a Vesemir voice?
Impersonated.
Yeah. Old man can't stand it.
pretty good Vesemir voice.
Savola's breach. Still haven't patched it up?
Ah!
Vesemir would like to. Doesn't bother me though.
I
Not expecting
was
anyone to
wondering.
lay siege, and this way I got a shortcut to the pond.
Yeah.
Shame those Salamander assassins didn't punch a few more holes in our walls.
Or finish the job and reduce these ruins to rubble.
Hold on. That's too far, Lambert. But yeah, I was wondering before why it seemed as though there was a humongous wall in the side of the castle.
Joins your ranks.
Been thinking.
Oh, and Joel.
Gonna swim across the pond?
No,
for the
I got a
subscription.
boat moored there. You know, for fishing.
How's it going?
Oh, never took you for the fishing type.
I use bombs. I drop them in and scoop up whatever floats to the surface.
That's not fishing, Lambert.
That makes sense.
Dropping explosives in the water and then just picking up what ends up there at the end? No, that doesn't count. We even explored this, yeah, by ourselves here, and it looked like it was kind of important. And we did. That's why we saw that place that got blasted through the wall. Just hop on Lambert's head while we're at it. I'm doing all right. I am excited because we are back on the main quest here, and I think we got some pretty big stuff that is going to end up happening pretty darn soon. So I am very curious to see what ends up happening. Come on, Lambert. I think we're going to get a lot of our questions that we've been holding on to for a very long time. Those are going to start to get at least partially answered. But I'm sure with those answers will come many more questions. But even that'll be exciting. Let's see, that's a lot of harpies. Oh, and a wolf. Now, wolf, leave us alone. We just want to mess with the harpies. We have no quarrel with you. Are you okay there, Lambert? Pretty sure fighting one harpy is not terribly difficult. Got plenty more where that one came from. Did we go down this far when we were just exploring this area by ourselves? I imagine we did. Would have been strange if we didn't, I guess. Okay, yeah. Well, please wait for us to get our sign back. Then we'll drop you to the ground, take you out, and then we're good. I believe Lambert alone. I don't see a life bar for Lambert, so I assume that he's probably totally fine here and is at no risk of actually dying. Stop sidestepping our hits, dude. That would be kind of pathetic if some random harpies were able to take down a professional, esteemed witcher. This should be no big deal for him. But he hasn't exactly been doing much here, besides walking around with the sword raised like that.
I'm impressed. Where'd you learn them tricks?
It's an art. Learned it from this old master down in Zarakinia.
Save that tale for your next sorceress.
Alright, Lambert, if you say so. Let's do our looting and then be on our way. Yeah, we did perhaps take down a doe in the process, unfortunately.